All right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Glad whoever is here. Appreciate everyone again doing this each week. I know it's not the hugest turnout, and that's fine. Slowly but surely, we'll keep doing so and keep growing. As you can see, one of the first things I have here is Furio, which is, of course, the thing that I've been working on and something new that I've been sharing and doing and really proud of so far with that I'm going to go into in a second. I also want to go into many other things. Of course, we are going to talk about today Ooze. Going to make sure I cover that. I'm going to talk about drip and animal farm. I'm going to save those to the end on purpose. So the reason for that, I'm going to do that then. Definitely also with that, with everything here, I'm going to cover a few other things at Furio. I do want to touch on stable fund, and I do want to touch on Optimus, a few other things. Going to go into the Dune stats, going to go into a lot of other things. But again, I want to cover those to the end, or save those, I should say, to the end. But first thing, let's take a look here at the markets that are bleeding and, had a huge CPI number today. Let's take a look here. Let's refresh this for a second and look at the markets. The markets today are really red. The Dow Jones is down 1,276 points, sold off 4%. Basically, the markets were hoping for everything they were saying was that inflation was getting better. It was easing. Gas prices we knew were coming down. They were hoping it was going to come in less, and the market's going to have this huge rally, and the bear market's over, and risk back on, and pedal to the metal, and the Fed would start easing again. And that's not the case. And I've been saying it from before, and I've been saying it from people talking about this kind of stuff. Specifically, let me see what we got here. Hey, Cap. Hey, Cap, how are you, man? Good to see you, of course. Thank you. Absolutely. Also, Richard, same thing. Appreciate it. Definitely we'll cover Op2 and talk about it some today for sure. So definitely. But the big thing here first is just that look at this red. The NASDAQ down 5%. That's a huge sell-off. The S&P 500 under 4,000 down 4%. That is a huge one-day move for the normal traditional markets. 4%, 5% a day. Those are massive sell-offs in these kind of markets, okay? So crypto, that kind of stuff happens, and it's kind of expected in other things. I'll show that in a minute, but these are huge. And the reason being, again, is the CPI came in much higher than expected. It came in at 8.3%. They were hoping 8%. And this is not going away. And I was saying before, the markets are definitely had their bear market rally. They thought things were getting better. They're realizing the Fed this month is going to raise rates again, most likely 0.75%. It may even be a full percent, and things are going down. And I've been saying from before, if anybody's been paying attention, that we were going to have this downside. We're going to have the bear market rally. I was saying it in July. It happened. I said it'll probably end around Labor Day, end a little earlier, rebound a little bit, and now really selling off. So I see there's more downward pressure, unfortunately, which means more sell-off and things like that too. So going on to that there, I see here Ken Starr. I remember that whole thing. Probe dies at 76. So rest in peace. And, no political side here, of course, for that. But let me just go here to the markets, as I was saying. So here you have the Dow, you have different things. I have that Lux algo. I like to cover this first just for a few minutes. I don't want to stay on this too long, but I do think it's important because this matters for crypto and matters for DeFi and everything else. A strong buy was on, and it turned around and made a strong sell. I wasn't believing this hype of this. I knew this was going to be coming back down, following the pattern, following the trend. We're going to test these levels again. We're definitely, I believe, going to test these lower levels again over here. And a lot of people are saying, buckle up, because the markets, at least the U.S. markets, could possibly, if this really goes down far, go all the way to test the 2020 lows when the whole, virus happened, which you don't want to say on YouTube and stuff, or certain words get you banned or other stuff. So when that happened, they're saying there's a possibility we could test those lows again. So lots of big stuff there with that. And another reason why, of course, when that stuff goes down, U.S. oil, not too much, not too bad. I have a short in oil, which is, I'm long oil. I apologize. I'm short the NASDAQ 100 and short the U.S. housing market. So I'm short this, which had a huge up there right now, 7.44%. I'm short the triple Qs, which is up 16.5% today alone. Huge move up there. Big green candle. I'm looking to get out on these upper ranges up here. Same thing here with the SRS. I think the U.S. market and the U.S. real estate market is really, really high and will be coming down. But one of the main things here is the DXY. The DXY, look at that big green candle, is actually the US dollar. So the US dollar is getting strong again. It's looking to test these levels again. And people are saying it can go up to the 120s. And the higher that goes, the worse it's going to be for main crypto. The worse it's going to be for Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin down 9.5%. ETH down 5.5. Look at the numbers. BNB, which a lot of things were on in the Binance Smart Chain, down almost 5%. Phantom, with Ooze, on that chain, 6.5%. Matic, I'm really bullish long-term on Matic, and I'm playing it with Stable Fund and playing it with Optimus, and doing some strategy there for my compound claims and getting back some of my income from those, which again I will cover. But down 7%. But I'm more bullish long-term, just looking to accumulate, especially if I can accumulate in some protocols that are paying out in those. It's even better. XRP and ADA, same thing there with Cardano. Still, these are the ones that I'm still bullish on, that I follow regularly, that I like long term, and that's why I have these here. So down days are just another days, where these can probably go lower. Definitely is possible. So I want to just get that out of the way, cover that there. Oh, excuse me. So let's just cover over here. We'll go into Ooze. Ooze is something people have been asking me about. Ooze, I like the project. I like the protocol. I have no problems with it. The only thing, of course, is the price stability. We can't seem to grab that. If I click on the stats here, what do we have? We have about 3,500 players. It came out in June, right about the middle of June. So what do we got here? 3 months and, about 90 days. And it's kind of gone flat with the players. So this is a little bit something I want to see grow more. And I know they're putting in some effort to grow that more. So let's see what happens there. 1.6 million USDC shows here of a TVL. I want to see some of these things grow. I am in it. And every time I keep seeing these pumps, I keep thinking maybe it'll stabilize. It pumped here. I was hoping maybe it would stabilize, pumped again. But then we keep having this downward pressure. And until I see it stabilize, I'm going to keep compound claiming. And then when I see some stability, I might want to, do that. But when people ask, what do you think is a good time to buy in? And I said, I don't know. The bottom for me, it's like, you don't want to catch falling knives. I can't put my charts and I can't put my MACD and my certain things that I track from momentum in different prices on this because of the way this is locked in right here. But now that they did move their liquidity over to Spooky Swap, which is kind of like the DEX of like Pancake Swap, for Phantom, should be able to start having more following of their charts. I really thought this was going to stabilize right here with these two big pumps, but it hasn't been able to yet. So until it does, I don't feel comfortable adding new capital, at these prices. I'd rather miss the absolute bottom than adding in, chasing it down, which I did do before with the drip. I was victim of that from a while ago, and I've learned my lesson, and I won't do that again. So that's just my own, 2 cents there to people about that. So, I like it. I like the whole concept. I like what they're doing. I like the project. They have a new thing coming out called a wallet gram they're trying to do here. Basically introducing a new decentralized platform where content creators could own their own data and get paid instantly right on the blockchain. So they have some new things they're trying to add. They're coming out in October. They are looking to add utility. The biggest thing for all these projects is you need utility, right? You've got to have utility. You've got to have some other way of revenue sharing. It can't just be cycling around the money with just taxes. We already know how that's done with Drip and some others, and you have to have a way for income to come in. So that's there. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to catch a falling knife. And all of us traders definitely have learned that. Absolutely, Richard. That is completely correct. And that's one of the things of a rule that I have that I won't do. I did buy lower and I was purchasing more, like I said before, Drip, and I'll cover them later. And I cover that project later. There's a lot to cover with that. Just people keep asking me questions. Like no matter how much I try not to cover it as much, because I have covered it so much and with Animal Farm and I know it so well, but I really want to start diversifying more. I want to help other people just start getting out of those protocols. My stance on that is ROI, do as much as you can on that. But I personally would never add another penny to Drip. I will personally never add another penny to Animal Farm. I will use what I have, make as much as I can from what is in the system, and that's it for me. And just look to ROI and keep moving and doing other things. There's just too much there, way too much there. Some things that I don't even want to get into, but they'll just keep coming out on their own. But let's turn to something positive, all right? We've had enough of this here. Let's go to positive. Positive here is Furio. Now, they usually have their weekly updates about once a week. I'm very proud to say that I have this team here, and this is a whole different team concept. So if you still want to get in, you still have an opportunity. I'm going to explain it here. So with Drip, with Ooze, with Furio, with Piston, which I'm not in, with any of the other ones out there that are all forks, okay, in a sense, the idea at least. Some of them have their own code. I really like the tokenomics of Furio that I covered before, but the bottom line is that when most people have these things and they're built on referrals, a lot of times what happens with that is that someone really who has a lot of influence or who's building influence can really shill a project and build up a huge team, but all those rewards. Oh, had a little internet glitch there. I'm glad it shows that it's back. Sorry, but all of the rewards go to the main shiller, and they'll give some airdrops and they'll do some things there, and they'll have ways to join a team and all that kind of stuff. But they all go to the main person doing that, and that's who's really benefiting the most. So you're really basically building up their bag. They're the ones making out. Why do you think you see people here with all these crazy videos and all that kind of stuff? No, Van, I have not talked about OPT2 yet. I'm definitely going to cover that. I just want to go into this first with Furio. I think this is really cool, really important. I want to do. And then I will just touch on OPT2 and some of the opportunity that I'm seeing with that from there. So the biggest thing is I learned about something from some of my community. I've mentioned it before. His name is Jim. He's giving me some info. We've chatted back and forth. I did some brainstorming. And as you know, I have an issue. A lot of these shillers pushing some of these projects and pushing some of the other ecosystems with Drip and Animal Farm that are all about them. And just wait, $50 incoming. We're going to take Drip to $5,000, and this is going to do this, and this is going to moon, and blah, blah, blah. And all it is to keep giving you the hype, getting you excited, adding more money under them. They reap the benefit. They get paid. They tell you, keep hydrating. You just keep hydrating, keep buying more. And they're the ones making the most money. And when they do that, guess what happens? Well, of course, they become big whales, and you hopefully ROI if you're lucky, depending on what your options are, what you do. So hey, Darian, nice to see you. Appreciate you joining, and shout out, thanks, and glad you're here. So one of the things with that is how that works. So I wanted to think about a way how I've been trying to get away from this for a while. I said I took away my referral links for some of those projects. I said I'm trying to get away from people just joining under me that only benefits me as a person who's an influencer, shiller, whatever you want to call it, has a channel, has a voice, etc. So let's create a brand new idea. So basically, I created a separate wallet. This Team Neo, as you can see here, is its own separate individual wallet. Okay. And the thing is, I wanted to limit it to 30 people. So 30 people that can join under this wallet, and you put in at least a minimum of 30 fewer. So it's about $300, give or take. So I'm explaining this because I have a second team that I'm building now. This team's already sold out. This team's sold out. I closed it already, but I have another one, and I'm explaining the concept. If you're interested, I really want to get more people involved. I think this is going to be a great jumping point. Now, again, Furio, I think, has a great potential. I think it's a project that's looking to bring real utility and some real income. I like the tokenomics of how it stops whales from basically avoiding the whale tax and airdropping itself and doing all these other games. So I really think they've closed a lot of the loopholes, which is why I like it. And I'll see what happens. Nothing's promised in DeFi, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own research, but normal disclaimers. But this is the whole concept is, okay, so you take at least $300 and you join under this team wallet. But by doing so, you become a member of this team wallet. So it's not just me. It's not my wallet. Everyone who joins under can basically collectively earn rewards from what this wallet does. And the point is, I take this wallet, compound it. The goal is to do so until about December. Another reason to get up to 30 is when you get to 30, you're on the fast track. You're a fast team now with Furio, which means you get rewards from the Furio team. They give you airdrops. Those airdrops I could distribute to the team, but also keep 25% in that wallet to keep compounding. All the rewards, everybody's own positive things builds this wallet. And then what happens is, as this wallet grows, I'll start claiming, doing a 6-1 claim. So compound 6 days, claim 1 day. Compound 6, claim 1. And those 1 collect every 4 weeks, take it, and evenly distribute those rewards to everybody on the team. So you will actually earn from this team wallet. And the point is trying to build this wallet to a max wallet, grow it really large, and all of you can earn separate than that. So on top of that one wallet, we can create this wallet that everybody participates in, everybody can earn from. We can really rapidly grow it to get really big rewards and then expand from there, grow beyond. go into the fur pool, maybe start a second one, go into other projects, and really build something big where everybody in the community can all earn and all participate in this power in numbers, kind of making it almost like its own little hedge fund, so to speak, within DeFi, because I really think we can all do things better and stop being just about the shiller, stop about lining their own pockets. Yes, of course, I'm going to earn as well. We're all going to earn, but we're going to share earnings. It's not going to be just me. So, so we all earn this together instead of me just building a wallet and say, thanks, take care, I appreciate you and best of luck. But no. So I think that's a great thing. That's positive. And if I scroll down here for a second, we will see that this team has 31 referrals. So it's 31 referrals. We have the team is closed. So thank you very much. We did that quick. I mean, we did that in maybe a little over a week. I'm really happy with that. So thanks to all of you. I really appreciate all of you guys that were there. Hey, Darian, no problem. I appreciate it too, man. Best of luck to all of us. Like I said, I think we're really going to do something here different. I really want to help change and clean up the game. I've been saying it forever. That's why I make videos when I show stats of other projects. That's why I call things out when I see shady things going on. That's why I do all this stuff, because I want to help be a voice to clean this up. And I'm not hearing this elsewhere. I don't see other people talking about this. I don't see other people sharing this. So the point is, this here, as you can see, we're doing really well. We just started. We're just growing it now. We're building it up, and every day just keep compounding this. And we're going to build this out, and we have a structure. I have a private Telegram group just for this team. We talked there just about this particular wallet. So, of course, the whole point, as is taking the red pill, waking up, helping people realize some of the stuff that they're under. My message has been for a while. So that's that. So, of course, now we just started basically here, Team 2. So Team 2 here, let me see if I can get this to update. And, of course, going with the same theme, I've called it Team Morpheus. So Team Morpheus is Team 2. So if you're interested in joining Furio, if you want to know more about it, and I can go a little bit more into it here in a second, there's lots of great things. I just started this team. So what I like about Furio is very, very simple. Like I said, you start out at 1.75%. Let me see if it has it here in the beginning. So you can see you earn up to 2.5% a day rewards by depositing into the Fur Vault. New participants start at 1.75, but if you claim anything less than the 6-to-1 ratio, you automatically drop to 1% in the first 28-day period. So it goes up and down and fluctuates your earnings. So you start at 1.75. If you compound every single day, after 28 days, you jump to 2.5%. But as soon as you break that compound daily, you go back to 1.75. And then it's basically, it's dynamic. So I'm opening this real quick here. I'll try to scroll really fast to that page to break it down. Some people still don't know about it, but Furio, I think, is a great project. I love tokenomics. I love how they have certain things that protect against whales, protect against selling. So in addition to the whale tax, you really is hard to manipulate away from this whale tax. It is really, really hard. And the reason being is, let me see if I can scroll down to it here. So anti-dump mechanisms. I've covered this before, but I'm going to cover it again. If you hold a fur token and you have nothing in the vault, if you're not in like the faucet and you hold this token and you want to sell for a profit, you're going to get hit with an instant 50% tax. Okay. If you want to sell more than 25% than you have in the vault at the time, you're hit with a 50% tax. Okay. So this shows your percentages in which you can hold. It has a big breakdown there. And then again, based on how you are in the system, depends on what you earn. So I'm scrolling fast here for a reason. So I said, when you build up to 7.0, you get 2.5%. If you do a 6-1 compound every 28 days, you stay at 1.75. If you want to drop down to a 5.2 and pay yourself 2 times a week, you can keep a 1.25% daily income. And lastly, for last good positives, if you're 4.3, so if you're compounding at least 4 out of every 7 days, so if you have 16 compounds in a rolling 28 days, you stay at 1%. Anything of 50-50 or less, you immediately drop to 0.5%. So you could build this wallet really big here, right? And maybe use one of these higher numbers. However, if you get to the point where you're only claiming, or maybe you're a maxed out wallet and you got to claim, you're going to get a 0.5% a day. And that's going to help sustainability. I like that it's dynamic. I also like some of the things that are coming out. Again, hopefully they'll have something tomorrow. So tomorrow they're going to be talking about their weekly updates. And they're coming out with casino games on there. So it's going to give it revenue to the system. So on top of the casino games, the blackjack and other casino games and card games, things of that nature, which is good to play because those kind of people love to play those kind of games. It does draw a lot of funds. Number one, it'll help onboard people to the system, people who just find it, who want to play doing that. But another thing is they're going to have an online blockchain sports book. So you can actually, people who want to bet on professional sports, whether it be the NFL that just kicked off, which is perfect timing, that brings in the most money. You have other professional sports, maybe you have international soccer, football in other countries, as you call it, whatever the case may be, all that kind of stuff. It's going to earn revenue that's going to put into the ecosystem. And they also have their fur pool. Their fur pool is basically like their reservoir where they're making something. They haven't released it yet, but you can claim once a week. That's a bonus claim that does not count against you. That claim goes into the fur pool. It is so far, they advertise 50% APY on the stablecoin on USDC. That so far has been paying over 100% so far. I don't know how long this can maintain and how it's going to be, but that's what they're paying. So you could build up a stablecoin, little separate side bag there. They're switching over their investments, kind of like Ooze, to an NFT. So it's not just tied to your wallet, it's tied to an NFT that you can sell, you can move out, you can build it to a point. Someone else may want to sell. Maybe you need to get out. Maybe you can't, you just need money. And you could prove what this is up to and what this is going to be paying out. And you can see all the stats. Someone else can step in and buy that wallet for you and be willing to maintain and take over that 5-2-6-1 4-3, whatever the hell they want to do with it, and you can possibly get some income if you really need it in a pinch or something comes up, or God forbid some kind of catastrophic something in your life that you just need money. So those are positive options that I like on that, and just a lot of good things. Again, this is not just about this. I'm not saying this is the only best project in the world. I'm very happy about it. I'm very bullish on it. I'm very positive on it. But there's a lot of other good things, and we can start diversifying it too. But this is where I want to start. I feel this is the starting point. We built that first team really fast. Definitely link to join the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group. You can learn a lot more there. I have unlisted videos that really go into detail about this. I have links, as you want to know, in this description. If you want to join that team, you just have to start with at least 30 fewer. So make sure when you deposit $300 to qualify to be on that team. And then we're going to break that all down. I'd love to build this one up too and have a couple of them going and really get more and more people out of some of the other things that are going on in this crypto space. The crypto DeFi space is crazy. Some of the things people are talking about with Bitcoin comparing to some of these projects like to Drip is asinine and absolutely insane. So definitely join, definitely do that there. I have lots of great ideas. I see this great roadmap in my mind that I want to help and build something. And I really hope you join along, because I think if you do, this is going to be something really cool we could really do and help a lot of people and help you get rewards. Again, just a whole new different aspect there. Let me see. We have here, do you plan to compound 28 days to get 2.5 and then collect 6-1? So for the team, the way I have the team broken down and the way I broke it down in the video, and then we'll move on, is compound every single day to 12-1. I wanted to compound for 3 straight months. I started this right before the 1st of September. People were still joining. The team's full now, the first one, but the second team is ready to go. Definitely join that second team there. I welcome you, and I hope we keep joining here and building up another team here to do the same thing again for more people. If someone had joined this twice on the second one, great. Because like I said, this is the one we have now available. But once 12-1 comes, then I want to claim 6 days. Compound 6 days, claim 1 day, once a week to claim. And that once a week, will accumulate. And then every 4 weeks, evenly break it up between the 30 on the team and the wallet. So that's the breakdown. That's how I'm going to have it there. It's just neater that way. It's hard to do it once a month. It's really hard to do because months change and they're 30 days and not even. So the best way to do it evenly is claim 1 day a week, and every 4 weeks, pay out the rewards. That's just the system. Love to have you there. So let's see what else we have here. That's the Furio white paper. I don't need that open right now. Let's jump over here to some of the others. So as you can see here, this has been the chart for Furio. We'll go with that here in a second too. I knew I had missed it over here. I didn't want to chase it, and it was all the way up here. I watched it come back down. I started this right about that $8.50 level, right about here, right about 850 is when I said, all right, I'm ready now. I want to start building this team. This is around the price range I want to do it. And it's been following here. A little bit of sell-off here, but everything's selling off right now. So that's to be expected. And everything right now, people are just with the markets and with CPI and people looking to get access to cash and a lot of fear. It's expected. So I think everything's going to have that there on both And yeah, thanks, Darian. Definitely glad you definitely for joining both teams, and some can. And again, I just think it's going to be really, really cool. So outside of that, let me take a look here. So Optimus, I've been following. And I did get into Optimus. I shared it to my private group that's paid, that has my alpha, as I call it. I shared this back about 80 something cents. I had got into about 60 something cents. I was watching it over the weekend. I jumped quickly at 80. So I put out a video with this and talking about stable fund as well. And this is one that's been growing here. So this is a very, very interesting. They had an AMA with DeFi Dudes. DeFi Dudes has a channel. You can learn more about it. He goes much more in depth. He's very close to the team, and do that there. And let me see here. Richard, playing a compound at least the same as the team. Yes, absolutely. Everyone's up to you what you want to do with your own wallet, how you do your own wallet. Got at 30 cents. Damn, good for you. Look at Richards here saying he got it at 30 cents from Opt. I did not get in that early, so good for you. I got in around 60 cents. Let me cover this here. It's a very, very interesting, unique concept. Give me 1 second here. Just trying to update one thing. Apologize. All right, there we go. So let me go over here and see if I can get into. So the way it works is that, let me go back to their main. Here we go. So the way it works, and some people aren't familiar, is it pays 1% daily. And I've covered this before with some other people. It's a 1% daily, and it's a rebase, but it's not your normal rebase. So they have 3 different trading bots, okay? Kind of similar to Stable Fund has as well. So what they do, and I have it here before in the white paper, is they pay 1% a day. The rebase is 1% a day automatic to your wallet, but they also burn 1% of the tokens a day. Okay, so they do a combination there. Okay, so they're burning 1% as well as getting into 1% and building. Excuse me. And then what they do is they have 2 bots that trade on QuickSwap, and they trade only Matic pairs. So they have 2 bots that trade Matic pairs on QuickSwap, and that's how they're looking to generate their revenue. So they're trading bots. It's not just some people coming in paying each other. And they also trade their own coin on QuickSwap. So they're actually trading their own pair of the Opt2 to Matic based on sellers and buyers looking to maintain a floor and looking to maintain things of that nature. So when I switch over here, back here, they have a bot, and now they said they're not going to tell us, of course, which makes sense, where the floor is. But you can see this had a big sell-off, big jump back up, sell-off. We'll see how this maintains, how this goes here. This hit as high as about 130, I think, yesterday, some in that range. Yeah, you can see here about 130. Right now, again, everything today is having some pressure, so I understand that today for sure. Nobody knows long-term how these things are going to work out, to each their own. But the good news is so far the bots have been showing to hold up. They've been doing their thing. They've been earning the money. They've been definitely keeping and trying to maintain the upward trajectory, especially with rebasing 1%, but then paying back 1%. And it's just something that's just different and unique. And it's trading Matic. I am bullish long-term on Matic. Let me see here if I could just pull this in for 1 second. Let's see where I am here. I hate when these things pop up. So if I go to my own account here, as I said, when I show this, I just put in $500. I'm like, we just try this. Put in $500. Let's see what happens. Right now, my wallet's up to $1,015. So I've doubled there. And I've already taken out about $150 just as a little bit of profit taking. I'm looking soon to get my ROI out. And once I get my full, basically $500 ROI, the rest is all just profit. So my whole thing is I'm going to, throughout the next, few weeks, take out the rest of my $500 initial, depending on how this goes. It already paid today, looks like. So 10.51% is how much I'll make a day. My balance is $1,000. Again, this was just start. I was like, let me put in $500. Let me just see what happens. Let me just, just take a flyer, so to speak, and just try it out. It's been doing really well so far. So this is the revenue that is generated so far through the trading bots. The market cap's already up to 30 million, so that's awesome. It shows you right here, they've burned 322,000 of their own tokens that have been burned already since this started. And this is new. I mean, if I go back here to the main chart and we look where it started, I mean, this started, back here, but it only started in August 31st. So it would be 2 weeks. You know, this thing's only 2 weeks old, and it's been climbing and money coming in ever since. If you join their Telegram chat has definitely been growing, and lots of good excitement there. And again, nothing's promised, but it's good sometimes to diversify and to be other things. So far, being that, hey, I put in $500, I've doubled my money if I want to sell it all. Oh, and another great thing, this has 0 tax. There's no tax to buy it. There's no tax to sell it. You take Matic and you deposit Matic to buy OP2. When you swap out of OP2, you get back Matic. So the $150 that I've taken out so far is in Matic. I want to accumulate Matic for the bull run. I want to get as much Matic as I can get between this and Stable Fund as I can get my hands on, because Disney is partnered with, and doing NFTs and stuff with Polygon. They just announced yesterday Starbucks is doing their rewards program now with Polygon. They're going to start doing NFTs and doing rewards on the Polygon blockchain and doing something for their coffee rewards or some kind of experiences and NFTs. And they've also chosen Polygon. So big companies are investing in and wanting to use them for NFTs in this blockchain. So I am long-term bullish for sure on Matic token, and anything that could pay me that I can grow in Matic. So my goal here is, once I get my whole $500 out, I always say ROI as fast as you can. Once you do, I'm going to let this compound every day, and I'm going to take half of it out. Whatever I get, I'm going to take half. I earn $10, I'm taking out 5, let 5 roll over. The next day, maybe I make 12, take out 6, let 6 roll over. And that's my goal. My goal is basically, once I'm ROI, my personal strategy is just half of my daily rewards cash out to me, take it in Matic to keep growing that Matic bag. The other half, let it roll over the 0.5% and just keep compounding and just see where this goes. Let's see how high this goes. Let's see how high I can build. And, that's just my strategy. Let me see here. OP2 is what desperately trying to be. No taxes, no fees. Yes, absolutely. And it says they're talking to a centralized exchange that started next month. So yeah, they're talking to a centralized exchange. I've heard some of that there. Maybe some other stuff with maybe I don't know who it is. I don't want to mention names here just to say the wrong thing, but I've been hearing some things, or mixed with projects. But me personally, that's always been my thing. If I'm already up like a ridiculous amount from my 500, and I was up already a lot, my whole thing is I always feel I've got to get my ROI. As soon as I get my ROI, I don't want to crush what I'm building so far. So I'm trying to do it little by little, piece by piece. But that's what I'm doing there. Same thing here. If I switch for a second here to Stable Fund, same exact thing. I deposited about $500. This is what the Matic was worth at the time when I deposited. I waited a week of claiming. So I claimed every day. The Matic, this pays out 1.5% a day. Same thing. It's a trading bot. Now, James Pelton did do an AMA with the main dev of this, so definitely check that out. James Pelton has a nice long AMA, and he actually just updated some timestamps on that call because it was a longer call. But if you want to learn more about it, they're saying they're going to have some stuff and show off their trading bots in Dubai. But what they're saying is what they're doing in their trading bots is that they're trading US dollar to oil, US dollar to gold, and to other things. That is what they're trading. That is what they're doing. They're using some real world commodities and other things is how they're trading to generate the revenue. They say some days they can earn 4, 5, 6%. We just saw the market today, which gives extra runway to sit for the system. And it's pretty cool there. Now they do charge. Michael, the CEO. Yep, correct. Thank you, Richard. That's correct. The Michael CEO is the one who was just talking with James Pelton. He was just on there about that. And they do say about of how they're earning that and what they're doing. Now this does have a 3% tax up front. So you do get a 3% tax when you do deposit. This pays 1.5% a day. The same thing, it pays out in Matic. So I collect Matic every single day. I haven't collected mine yet as of today. So I put 500 of this and I put 500 in OP2. So let me try these 2 things on Polygon. Let's see what I can do if I can build up that Matic positioning. I have not collected as of yet today. So I have 9 here that I can collect. This is how much I have deposited. And this is how much it pays me every day, 9.2247. And again, my strategy here is when you deposit 2 things, you pay 3% up front, and there's an initial 28-day lock. So you have 2 things you have to do there, okay? 28-day lock you have to know on your initial capital. You could withdraw your rewards daily, but your capital is 28-day lock. So you can see here, these are slightly off. One says 18 days, and it says 25 days. So what happens is my initial goal is again, just sharing my personal strategy. Everybody do whatever they want. I just like to share different ideas based on everybody else. I don't like to claim and compound every single day. I don't want this whole thing building up where I get, 9-matic here, 9-matic there, 9-matic. I did the math going out 90 days that if I do it weekly compared to doing it every single day, it's minimal difference extra you may get doing it every day compared to weekly. And it's just not for me what I want to do. Is my personal strategy. So each their own, do your own strategy. But basically for me is I'm going to take all the earnings I get here each week for this first month from this main one. I'm going to deposit it back in. After I have 4 of these, and I have this one now is available where I can claim. I'm not going to claim it out, but once it's available, then what I'm going to start doing is each week that I earn, same thing. Whatever I earn each week, I'm going to take half to me directly. I'm going to put half back in, pay myself half, put half back in, and just compound that way every week until I get my main ROI back, and then just keep doing that over and over and over. But the good news is I know I can claim this afterwards anytime I want. And what's important also on top of that is I like to watch the contract balance. It's just something that's important. It's right here for everybody. This here and the matic value and the price is going to go up and down, people. So this is something I'm not paying much attention to. I don't care about this. This is what I care about. I know they said it doesn't matter because they have other money and other wallets, from Mike was saying, and there's other things they're earning from trading U.S. oil and trading gold and some other commodities and other things that their bot is doing that they are going to demonstrate coming up, and when they're in Dubai, coming up, I think in a month or two in November, I think it's November they said in Dubai. But all I want to know is what is the balance of matic in the contract. This here shows the health to me of where it is. If this starts going down really fast, that's a warning sign to me. If this stays flat, it slowly goes up. If it goes down a little, goes up a little, goes down, that's not a big deal. But if I watch this going down fast, that just to me would be a red flag. And I want to be able to pull out anything I can claim that's not locked up for 28 days. So that's why I started with that 1-500 and just keep doing the weekly amounts. And that's just my personal strategy. So to each their own, just wanted to share that there and just give everybody that information. So let's go here to everyone's favorite topic, of course, which is drip and the animal farm and everything that goes with that and Forex. And we saw there from the most recent filibusters, as I like to call them, as we know there, what's been going on. Not too much crazy stuff going on there. So the price as of right now is $7.10 on the DEX. Now this has been maintaining that for a while. It is easier to manipulate. I've been saying, if we just look here. So let me just cover a few things and just get it out of the way and get it over with. Okay, we know Ray was putting out some shorts, YouTube short, talking about Bitcoin has been dumping, but drip has been stable. I don't know what he's been looking at. I don't know what world he's in, but that's not stable. And if you really want to scroll out and go, that's not stable. Okay, that looks to me like something that is basically dropped over 90-something%. If that's stable, yeah, it's stably staying down, but it's not stable. Okay, so I don't know. Some people are mad at me. I got people talking to me about comments or people sharing with me of comments in the drip and animal farm, say, how can I talk about Drip Guide? Or I think his name is Brandon or something else, and calling out someone who's so intelligent in space. The dude literally tried to say that Bitcoin is old and drip is new, and was trying to compare the drip minting to Bitcoin minting. That's insane. Absolutely astronomical insane. That is asinine. Again, that's just, and then Ray's trying to piggyback on the same Bitcoin thing. You cannot compare the number one asset in crypto to drip. I'm sorry. Any of these protocols, not just drip, Furio, Ooze, Piston. I don't care what it is. You choose it. It doesn't matter. And people keep saying of all these other things. I saw people that I've chatted, I'm not going to call out their names, but they're basically talking about and discussing. Let me script this back to where we were, because it's going to take me a while to go all the way back down there. But how, this thing has been selling off. It had its one pump here, same time everything else pumped, but it's been doing nothing but selling back off. And this to me is the real price, because this has $8.3 million liquidity, whereas Drip BNB has like $10,000 liquidity. So it's easy to manipulate the DEX there. Okay. So that's one of the things that are important there for me. And this to me is more true of what the real price really is, in my opinion, because this has a lot more liquidity. This is not as easy to swing and manipulate on price and do things with it. So we've got to just stop this nonsense with the Bitcoin. Institutional money. People own Michael Saylor, who owns, I don't know how many billions of dollars of Bitcoin. All these big companies, BlackRock, all these big main institutional money wants to trade Bitcoin, Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin spot price, hoping to get an ETF approved by the SEC, which is holding it back. That's a whole other story. The SEC is a bunch of crap. So they keep manipulating things like their damn suit with XRP and Ripple. So you can't, just stop the nonsense. All the shillers who basically have no market intelligence and no intelligence when it comes to certain things, was they're either doing it on purpose to lie to the community so they can keep filling their bags and getting you to keep joining under them and keep earning more rewards. It's all about them. But they got to stop it. And they go, oh yeah. And these other ones here are all, talking about, like, they're talking about Furio, right? One of the other people there who's in my group, who's a big whale in drip, and he's in my Telegram. And he recently put out a video saying this and that. And, these things are just copies and they're just a fork. And listen, let's just put these damn things to bed, because I am sick and tired of all this crap. Okay. I'm putting these things to bed. You know who is the real one? Drip is a fork. Drip is a copycat. Drip did not in any capacity do anything that was tied. Hold on. Let me just go over here for a second. Let's do this. I want to go to a wallet, just share it here for a second. I have other ones here, other people. I have some people that I actually help manage for. So I manage their wallets for them. And that's just something that I do personally for people that I know personally. Why can I not get this off of that? I would like for this to get off of that if I could. Let me go down here to this wallet. Why is it not refreshing? There we go. Keeps going back to this one. Anyway, if you check here, this bank teller, bankroll flow. This is the original. This is the OG. Look at everything here. Available, deposit, the same little icon, rewarded, the available. It's all the claim. Everything's the same. Bank teller came up with flow. This was first. This was the original. Now, I'm not saying it was better, because obviously Drip has grown huge with the rewards and all the people, and had the right forks, had the right people, the right, kind of stuff. He had the ability to really, motivate people, really get people to get them built up and the hype. So shout out for building that. Shout out for doing as big as it's done, as long as it's gone, and as big as it's gotten. Shout out to all of that, taking nothing away from that. But this, stop saying everything's a Drip fork. They're all lying to you. There is no Drip fork. Drip is a fork. So all they're really saying is this is a fork of bankroll flow. This Piston is a fork of bankroll flow. Splasive is a fork of bankroll flow. Nothing is a fork of Drip. Drip is not original. Forex has admitted it. Bank teller even knows, they could say it. He's not original. He did not invent this. He did not create this. He says him and BB made this. They didn't make anything. They copied it. They made nothing. They might have made some tweaks. Maybe there's some other stuff. Look here. Bankroll flow is a high yield open-end certificate of deposit. It's the same thing that Drip says. Low risk. I mean, they're all the same thing. So we just got to stop this nonsense. Okay, the nonsense just has to stop. Now we can go to the weekly update. Binance Smart Chain. I refresh it so you can see that it's new. That I wasn't sitting on some old link. Every Friday they update the red alarm. I've already covered this in the past. The following projects have been assessed to be untrustworthy and carry extremely high levels of risk. So when we scroll down, the very first one on the list is Drip, because this is sorted by the highest 7-day users. So there's a ton of people using Drip, and they have it here, and they're showing how many people use Drip in a given day. So again, Drip is going to keep going. Drip will last for a while. I'm not talking about that. All the haters and all the trolls. Well, it's still printing until my 1% a day goes away. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear your noise. Stop it. You're talking nonsense. Stop. It doesn't matter. Okay. The bottom line is this is still considered by CZ and Binance to be high risk, and they still think this is untrustworthy. I have a lot of things in cover, a lot of the things there. Some stuff I want to do, some stuff I don't want to do, but that is just the facts. Facts are the facts. Whether you like it or not, they are what they are. Okay. So now that we got the nonsense away of Bitcoin, the nonsense away that Forex made something, he didn't make anything. Now we see that it's been still being on the warning sign of people trying to come in new money. It's still being warned. Okay. So all that is done, all that subsided. We're going to come here to the animal farm. Now the animal farm had a nice pump so far, which is pretty cool. I'm like, hey, look. people are buying pigs. You can see some of the big whales are jumping in some big dollars here to buy pigs. Good for them. Definitely do that because it just helps me when I'm claiming from the piggy bank ROI that much faster. I'm literally like 2% from being 100% ROI in my piggy bank because I had some time locked out for a while and I had to sit on them and just watch that daily income go down every single day. So I'm very happy to see this because this just helps me when I claim my daily compound claim, my different strategy I have that on my claim days when I sell those pigs. And right now I'm going to sit on them. I always say I was claiming my pigs and I was sitting on them, splitting the BUSD. When I saw this turn, that's when I sold my pigs. Right now there's an upward swing. We know that the farm's supposed to open October 18th. So if it actually does open October 18th, I'm going to right now ride this wave. So I'm going to sit on my pigs. I'm going to, when I collect my LPs, I'm going to split them, take the BUSD in my wallet, sit on the pigs, and just watch this trend move. And whenever it looks to do this again, that's when I'm going to sell. So I'll just be patient. I'll just wait. Yes, this has 3.5% tax. I'll just wait and see what happens with that. But that's just, the thing there with that. So I have a different video on some longer term stuff I want to cover with drip and other things of that in Animal Farm. And I'm really conflicted on some of the stuff I do want to share. I'm going to share some stuff right now to give you guys an idea. People are asking me, how are they going across the whale tax? How are they hurting the system? Show this, show that. Who's selling this? Who's selling that? I have a lot of information, a lot of wallets that I've been basically connecting dots and putting things together and labeling, as some of you saw my previous videos. But I still have some things I don't want to share there. And I still have some things I don't even know what I'm going to do with information that I've getting more and more information that I really have to take a responsibility in my mind of what I do and don't want to share just because of some of the things I'm just discovering. And I have to just really decide how and what and where. But I always say, everybody, ROI as quick as you can. So let me just go some of the Dune stats here. Let me go first. Let me go backwards, switch gears for a second. Let's first look here at the Dune stats for Furio. Furio is looking very healthy. Right now, we have 5,000 players in the vault. That's pretty cool. 3,500 unique wallets. That's really well. Look at the tax vault. 277,000 in the tax vault right now. The tax vault is looking very healthy. Things are looking very healthy. Now, again, everything can happen at any given time. Nothing's promised, especially not in crypto. I'm just sharing what things look like as of right now. Okay. And of course, you can go down and check these stats. Everything's there. But again, a lot of early wallets. You have a few wallets now, probably some of the bigger teams that are on here that are coming down, that are building some of the big ones. But there's not many wallets down here. Okay. Most people are still building, still growing. We're going to have, hopefully, that income coming in from the casino and the sports book to add a little income, add a little revenue, give it some more utility, give it some, longer runway with the tokenomics and the dynamics and everything I already covered. So that's really awesome there. And if I go here to Furio, and I think if I do /fast-team, I know I'm all over the place right now, but I don't care. That's fine. I'm going to make sure if I did this right. Notice I'm not connected to a wallet that's connected. What is I am? Okay, let's connect this. Let's connect this team back here. Let's go 1 second. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'll share it another time. Nope, it's not working for me. All right, that's fine. No big deal. I covered last time. Just the fact that we are now, this 31, we are now a fast team. We are on the system. We are one of only 27 teams that have reached the level of 30 or higher. So I just want to keep showing that and building that there and looking to build a second team to join that list. That would be amazing. And that's what I see here. So let's go to the Dune stats of Drip. Okay, let me skip this first. Ooh, baby. Let's refresh this. We did it, folks. Pop the confetti, cue everything, pop bottles, put it all there, because guess what? If you look right here in the right, you all collectively, now, people in Drip, there is it reached it. There's over 1 million Drip sitting in wallets as we speak right now. Okay? Right now. Now, Drip started with 1 million total supply. And they said, oh, the minting doesn't matter. Of course, minting matters. I'm going to explain why it matters in a second. I'm going to show some other things. So 1 million, the entire Drip is just sitting in people's wallets. Why do you think it has to keep minting Drip to basically have a circulating supply? Because there's no Drip out there to be had because all the whales are gobbling up and everybody else who's holding it right now is gobbling up. That's why it keeps minting. The more it mints, the less it's going to be worth the future Drip. Think about the fiat money. The more they keep printing, the less it buys you. That's why we have inflation. There's more demand now. They were printing too much money, more money chasing less goods. Price goes up, but the worth of our dollar has been being devalued ever since we went off the gold standard. The whole thing there. We had the Bretton Woods situation. If you wanted to get some history on that, you could look it up. Bretton Woods started the whole gold standard. We went off of that. Richard Nixon in 1971 officially stopped us from the gold standard, and fiat has been in a downward spiral ever since, comparing earnings, comparing to household income, to compare to prices of homes. I mean, you name it, everything. There's a whole nother macro conversation and video for another time. But of course it matters. I mean, if you look here at the current contract right now, and I refresh it, DRIP has 1,933,739 point whatever. We are almost at 2 million DRIP. We've almost doubled the supply because there is a total of 1 million sitting in wallets. Now, that's not counting what's sitting in the vault. Look at this. This keeps exponentially going faster and faster. The total DRIP in faucets, 40 million. There's 40 million DRIP right now in faucets. They're going to want to get paid at some point eventually. My personal thing is they keep saying hydrate, buy lower DRIP, because the bigger whales are just selling here these prices, because I don't know if these prices are going to be going up. I don't know where they're going to have a pump. I think there's going to be a pump when the animal farm opens. There has not been many pumps with all these AMAs and filibusters. I'm going to cover that here in a sec with Pelton too. But this is something you got to understand here. Okay. So before I go into the other stats, let me just do that now. So James Pelton made a video on the 9th. What is a Ponzi scheme? And he said, is DRIP a Ponzi? How about Horde? And he said, which a lot of these projects, not just DRIP, a lot of projects, others, if you're not generating some kind of revenue, what he's saying is there is some kind of Ponzi to it. He says it's not a scheme, which I can agree with, but there's some kind of Ponzi-nomics if it's nothing else for it to generate money. Taxes alone is not revenue. So we're all in this in DeFi. I think most people all know that. And you want to be in a project that can either be some sustainability, find ways to make the tokenomics and trying to find ways to break and end loopholes for people draining too fast or doing some things too fast, or a way for it to generate revenue. So he literally said this. So real quick, I hope I could play this for a few minutes. Hopefully this volume comes out. If it doesn't, just jump to 318 of this video for Pelton. Hopefully you could hear this, and let's see if this works for a minute. I'll try to make this fast. But he gives you a few things to watch out for, to be on the lookout for.
Look out for in a Ponzi scheme is, number one, a guaranteed promise of high return with little risk. Okay, so if you get into any project and they guarantee a high return and they talk about how little risk there is, that should be a red flag. Okay, if there's high return, by necessity, there has to be high risk. That's just how returns work. Okay, so if something's out of sync there where you're getting high returns and little risk, then there's something messed up. Okay, that's a red flag. Another red flag is if you're getting a consistent return regardless of market conditions. Okay, that should be a red flag, because that's not how things work. I much prefer projects that have a variable return that's based on how the project actually did. And we'll talk about how this works in a spreadsheet before too long. Another red flag is if how they're making revenue is described as too complex or something like that, or you don't understand it, and there's not really answers given. That's something I look out for. And then another one is difficulty getting your money out. Okay, so if it's easy to cash in, hard to cash out, that's something that you should be alert to. So one example of...
So he goes into that, and he does talk about different things with that, just about minor projects. He does talk about DRIP. He does mention DRIP as one of the things there. He mentions about Horde, because at least Horde captured 300%, and your plot expires and it dies, and you have to buy more. I don't really know too much about Horde. I know a little bit. I know someone asked me before. Let me see, who was it here? Richard asked me any thoughts on Horde. I don't know. I like that they have their LMS system. I will say a couple of things about Horde from what I know. I like that they have their LMS system, and they're actually now selling their LMS to generate revenue. And I think they just started doing arrays of NFTs so you could earn and you could share in the LMS revenue, but you have to pay ongoing revenue to Horde for the LMS. So if that ongoing revenue is a revenue stream coming into the system, then that in a sense is helping it not just be just cycling money around. So it has a possibility there with that. The fact that they're starting to sell that and looking to generate revenue is a positive, and their LMS themselves keeps their price between like $98 and I think like $112 is the range, and their LMS is kept. So I think there's some really good things there. I'm not personally in it. I've thought about it, but I'm just not. Nothing, no particular reason that I don't like it. Just haven't. Just been doing other things and just been focused in other areas, and I have other goals and objectives right now I'm trying to do. So just for me personally, I haven't. But that's the only reason why. So nothing there. I crashed some months ago. Let me see here. Yes, talking about the tax with Animal Farm and tax with Drip. But yes, there's lots of good stuff there. But that was something there. And then after this, Pelton goes. Let me just go to his page here. Let me go to his other videos. Come on, load. So he has other videos here. So then he had his AMA with the person who's stable fund, Michael, I just talked about, right? Is it 1.5% stable? Is it sustainable? And all this other stuff. And he asked them some hard questions. Is this a Ponzi? How is this profitable? What are you trading? Can you share your bots? Can you give, he dug a little bit. So I think that video, and then him digging a little bit 2 days later, shortly after, with this here, guess what happened? Mr. James Pelton had an AMA filibuster scheduled with Forex. Forex has been on his filibuster community tours, we know, where he's been talking about all these different things, and the people who are all going to love him and never ask him a hard question. It's all set up in advance. The whole thing is basically a pomp and circumstance, and the whole thing is basically like a fake reality TV show. There's no real questions. There's no real ask anything. It's just the same old regurgitated stuff to try to, rah-rah, the group and the religion, the cult, keep going from there. So what do you think Forex has done when he says what he put in the video here? I just showed you. And he had the AMA here. I don't know if he heard about it or followed it. So guess what happens? I go to Twitter account. Very excited. Going live tomorrow, the 12th at 5 p.m. Central Time with Forex Shark to talk about the future of drip. Send me an alert. Then, wah, wah, wah. Sorry, folks. Forex Shark canceled this one. Maybe another time. Forex canceled it because he will not talk to anyone who will ask him a real question. Forex is afraid of being asked real questions, for being pressed, and where it's not all just about, look at me, and I'm so great, and this is so great, and I do all these wonderful things, and this is so great project. And like he said in his warnings, he also said, hey, some of those warnings, if you don't know it, you're too dumb to understand it. How many times people have been insulted? You're too stupid. You're too dumb. You're too this. You don't know any better. And there's just so many other red flags, right? So I think Forex backed out, was afraid, basically chickened out, was very fearful of being asked a real question where it wasn't all about massaging him and his ego, and he backed out. Am I wrong? Maybe. Is something else going on that I'm not privy to? Maybe. Anything's possible. I can't close the door. It's possible. But I think it's kind of ironic after I just showed that all of a sudden he goes, nope, I'm out of this one. I'm not talking to you. So you take that what you want, use that as you wish, but that's that. So now that we have 1 million drips sitting in wallets, as I'm getting close here to wrapping this up, hitting an hour mark, and usually I want to wrap this up within about an hour. I have a couple of things and I want to show. People ask me about the airdrops and how the whales avoid the whale tax. I'll show it for a second. I have much more in-depth videos coming, but I'm not, like I said, try to just beat this up too much. But people are asking me constantly for information and want to know these stats. I want to know these things and trying to be woken up for all the things that are going on with this that are not being told and shown. It's just, this is going to the moon, buy it now. This is going to do this. This is going to do that. I want to see how all these thumbnails age. We said that drip was going to be at $100 come September. But we're halfway through the month and we're still at $7. Some said drip's going to be at $50. Some said drip's going to be $1,000. Some said drip's going to moon. This is the last time to buy drip under $10. Last opportunity. They've all not been accurate because the mathematics and the numbers can't be manipulated that way. So unless you got a huge amount of money, which they're all shilling, again, for their own pockets, that's what that is there. So we go here. Now look at this, okay? So let me refresh this here again. So nothing new might have come in. I don't know. But as we see here, this is who has sold drip in the last 24 hours. So there's a lot of wallets in the 5,000, 6,000, 16,000, 20,000 drip range that are selling drip. All these big whales with the new UI and every 2-3 weeks a new game coming out and everything else coming in. Why are these candles so high? Why do they keep selling drip? Why is someone selling 1,500 drip? Why is someone selling 1,400 drip, 900 drip, 900 drip, 686, 680, 594. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, because they're just looking to sell out and cash in what they got. I think people could just see what's going on. It's unhealthy. Can new money come in at 1,000 times? Of course, new money could come in. Will it come in? No idea. So that is one of the issues with that, and one of the issues with drip that I've been talking about. And the same thing here, which you can see on these stats over and over and over. If you go to the faucet here, right now today, the claims to deposits is only a little bit higher, not much. That's good. It's been almost 2 to 1. So this is pretty close today. So it's actually, even though it's still negative, it's slightly positive for today, which is kind of a sad, ironic in that sense, if you want to call it that. And the biggest thing I always go here, total players by deposit range, how many people have, how much drip they have in their faucet. Lots of candles all down here. See how how full this is compared to what I was showing before, Furio, how mature and how bloated this is. That's why there's 1 million drip sitting right now in wallets. Let's not even count what's sitting in the faucet that hasn't been hydrated or cleaned. That's just accumulating. There's just so much drip out there. It's just insane. It's just insane. But again, look at this stat. I show this all the time. Players claimed by deposit range. In the last 7 days, these wallets have done the most claiming. The ones in the end, the whales are claiming, telling you to hydrate over here, while the whales are eating, and the other fish and little minnows get nothing. That is what's going on. This is right now a whale game, and the whales are controlling the game. So the last thing I'm going to cover, so I can wrap this up, and then hopefully land on a positive here. And again, I hope you like this, so definitely give this a like, give this a subscribe to the channel. I didn't even cover into that because I wanted to just jump right into it, but I hope you're getting value. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate talking to everyone. So thank you for being here for that. So definitely want to cover that. But I'm going to cover this on my non-wallet page on purpose, because I'm not looking to mention specific wallets for a reason, but I want to just give a small demonstration. I have a much bigger one that I'm trying to build up and will be building up. But people ask, how are they doing this? What are they doing? How are they hurting the system? And all that kind of good stuff. So right now, we know here, drip. This is the contract balance, is the contract of drip here. As you can see, it ends at EO333 or E0. So click on holders. Excuse me. Wait for that to load a second. Definitely take a drink. All right, so I'm going to start the number one holder of drip. Of course, drip BUSD. This is the shield, or the sword and shield, I guess if you want to call it. This is so how much drip they hold, how much drip. But this is the first real wallet. These two are contracts, right? Contract. This is the first real wallet that holds 32,323 drip. Okay, 1.67% supply. These are the top wallets right now. You just got to click holders, and you see all the top wallets and how much drip they're holding. Okay, so I click this one. We're gonna go there. I'm gonna scroll down, and we're gonna look into this wallet. Okay. So I'm keeping all my labeling off. It's just a bunch of numbers. Some people may know I'm not going to call out specific wallets. I'm just doing this for a reason. But you can see, they're claiming, they're just kind of claiming, just sitting in drip, claiming 287 drip. They're just kind of sitting on it for whatever they're doing. Maybe they're waiting to hold it and pair it with BUSD or sell half of it for the animal farm and start farming pigs. Totally possible. It will help as a Band-Aid, kind of move money over. So, robbing from Peter to pay Paul, as they say, because you still need new money coming in one way or another to pay all these emissions and all these, tokens, reward tokens and governance tokens. But this is what I'm talking about before people do. So what they've done before, if you scroll down, you go a little bit here, and we go, and this is how a lot of the big wallets are doing it. See these airdrops? These 100 drip airdrops. Okay, 90, 10, 90, 10, 90, 10, 90, 10. Okay. So let me check out some of the comments. Anything new updated? Nope. Okay. So an airdrop here, airdrop 90. Now you're not airdropping someone on your team 90 drip. Okay, they're just not. Okay, so what's going on is if you go into BSC scan, you click more, see more, you can see this is the wallet that received the drip as an airdrop. So if you copy it from the number, go back here to this, and you click drip faucet. Now it's going to give you the wallet, but it's going to give you still have to hit the 0x. So 0x paste. Okay, and there's that wallet. This wallet started with drip in January. It's had less than 1 drip real deposit. They just put in 1 drip, whatever they put in to start the wallet. how much has been deposited. So it's been airdropped. The total in deposited was received here. Okay, so you can see airdrops received 268. No BREAP, no team. It's just trying to compound here. But this is what whales do. They're taking that money and they're airdropping other wallets just to keep moving the money over. So if you move the money over, and a lot of smaller wallets have done this already. So I can go into wallet after wallet after wallet, whale after whale. They airdrop themselves. You avoid the whale tax. You keep doing it systematically, whatever word you want to properly use there. And you build up a balance in multiple wallets. And all those multiple wallets keep building up drip. And then when you sell, you're not at that 1%. Because if you leave one wallet, you have to pay the 1%, 2%, 5%, et cetera. But if you start airdropping yourself, you're not paying that. You're just paying a 10% tax. You're not paying the whale tax. So you're just basically distributing against many wallets. This is why the wallet count keeps growing. This is why it keeps looking there's a lot of players. I think there's maybe a third of the players in Drip. If this Drip has 115,000 wallets, I personally think there's maybe 30, 40,000 players max. Look in the chats. I'm not in it anymore, of course, but Drip chat, maybe has 30, 40,000 people in there outside of whoever's been banned already for asking a question. Animal Farms, how many thousands, whatever. And that's the real players, not 100,000. I don't think they're going to try to claim that, but those are just wallets. Okay, so there's wallets here, and then it goes, who are the main people, wallets that this is tied to. These wallets are known. I'm not going to mention any names, but these are the main wallets here that are known, that are basically collecting. Okay, that are known other whales within the Drip system. Okay, so they sit there. The airdrop that 10. Okay, so we saw that there. Let me go back. Where's my other? Okay, so we go back out. We have that first one. Was this the first one? Let's see. Yep. Okay, we go back out. We'll skip that. We'll go to the second one. Second one who also received 90 drip is this wallet. We'll copy here. Copy. Go back over here. Go back over here. 0x. Now there's this wallet. This wallet started with less than 1 drip in January. Deposited 632. Hasn't claimed any yet. It's just starting to build up and build up here. It's received 267 in airdrops. This is how much it's built up. It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. Click here. Same wallets that are down there. Same exact referrals. Same ones, in the downline. It's all the same, right? And it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. That's what I'm trying to say. They're just going to keep doing that. It doesn't matter the wallet. They're going to keep airdropping themselves a ton of drip to a new wallet that they're going to keep building up to avoid the whale tax, compound it up, put nothing into the system, all from rewards, maybe start building a team of shilling it. And just that's why Drip right now is unhealthy. This is the problem. All the whales are basically not paying the proper taxes to sustain the ecosystem. They're basically growing huge wallets, avoiding taxes. Doesn't it sound like any other elites in the regular traditional world in real life? Build up huge wallets, avoid taxes, pay only themselves, screw over the other people. Isn't that kind of common? Isn't that kind of what's happening in real life out there? So that's what I try to say. That's what I try to explain of how this stuff works and what they're doing. Okay, so this is just a small taste. I can go to much more depth and other wallets and other names and other things there. I have lots and lots of that goes into that kind of stuff, but I wanted to show a small sample, people who've been asking how that works and what they've been doing. So again, I'm going to get close here to wrap up. It's been about an hour. Thank you for those who have been watching. I hope all of you found lots of great value in this. I really would love for you to join the Furio team. Again, I would love for people, let's get out of these shillers. Let's get out of these whale manipulations. Let's get out of these systems where they pay themselves and you're getting the scraps and they're screwing you over and they're just giving you all this propaganda and gaslighting you and brainwashing you. I mean, I think we've all should have had enough by now, right? Don't we all had enough? I've had enough. And I'm very inspired by this new team. This team Neo is going to do amazing with the 30 people we have there. We have a really good group so far. We're having really good conversations. People are sharing ideas. They're asking suggestions what we should do with the team wallet. How should we play it? What should our plans to be? How should we do this? I love the interactions. I love everybody talking and sharing, and I have certain stuff of how I was going to start it. I'm looking to start Team 2. I would love to have you join the Team Morpheus. Link is in the description there. Are you invested in Opt2 and Safe? Yes. Yes. So I covered that earlier. You can definitely go back and replay it there. But yes, I am personally in Optimus. I am personally in Stable Fund. I didn't put in a ton. I put in $500 in each to try what's going on with both of them. So far, things are going well. No complaints. I'm more than doubled my money in Optimus so far. I've already taken like $150 out. Right now, I'm just compounding for a month straight. into stable fund, and then I'm going to start taking half of my claims. So yes, I'm in both. And I want to see how those two things go. And I'm very, very bullish on Matic long term. I did cover that. So if you want to go back and see, definitely check that out. But hey, if you have $300 and you want to check this out, I would love to have you join Team Morpheus. Let me just switch it here because it's definitely, this one here is definitely not the one you want to join. Let me just give a little change there. If my MetaMask will work with me here. So this is the team here, Team Morpheus, that I would love for you to have join. I want to build up a second team. It would be awesome if we can get this accomplished. It'd be awesome if we can do this here. I would love to have you on the team. I'd love to have two really strong teams, and really, we're all going to share in this team wallet. You're not just benefiting me. I'm going to share with you. We're all going to share collectively. We're all going to build. It'd be great to build this to a massive maxed out wallet, start going to other ecosystems, go into this ecosystem, really get a good monthly rewards coming in. If you can start monthly rewards, it would benefit all of us. I don't think there's other people are not doing this. You're not getting other people out there doing this. They're not looking to share with you. They're looking to be greedy all for them. They'll give you a few airdrops. They'll give you a few breadcrumbs, say, hey, look what I did for you. But where is the true building? Let's build something. Let's do something different. I'm very inspired to do something different. I would love for you to join me on this journey and have us really do something huge in DeFi going into next year, where we really, as a huge team, could make great things. So please definitely do that. Also here, if you haven't done so before you go, and if you're new here, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Love to have you all there. I have some more individual videos. So thanks for those who did, participate and watch here on this. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to end this here now. And as always, here is to your success.